podcast with Chris Pyak. No pretense, no bullshit. Just Chris and an employer talking about a real-life business problem. Offer a solution and get a job. And here is your host, Chris Pyak.
So how do I get this thing started?
So you have to press the start-stop button. And then, first you should go on the brakes. And then you press the start-stop button. And then you have to get the right gear, so the driving mode. And then you're able to drive. And if you release the brakes, then the Sion is not automatically driving. You have to go on the accelerator.
So it's running already?
It's running already, but you can't hear
But
it.
I don't hear anything.
No, because it's not a combustion engine, because it's an electric engine.
Welcome to the show. I'm Chris Pyak, and this is a new episode of the Immigrant Spirit podcast. And today we are in Maastricht in the Netherlands, and we are sitting in a really special car. When I look around here, it's just beautiful. It's fully electric. It's super quiet, as you can hear. You can't hear the little whisper of the motor. And what is the most cool aspect of this car is that, first of all, it's partly driven by solar electricity that it generates itself. And also it's done by a young startup, by a group of former students who now will bring this car to the market. With me today is Felix Deitert. Welcome, Felix.
Hey, Chris. Hey to the community out there. Thanks for listening to the podcast. And we're looking forward to answer some questions.
Felix, you are the test drive manager here for Sonomotors. That's why we meet here in Maastricht. You drive around Europe and show people your awesome car. Tell us a little bit about what is Sonomotors. What is this car?
So we're on this tour. We have two prototypes with us of the Sion. This is a car we are going to produce. And we want to show a big amount of people this car, and they are able to do a test drive. And Sonomotors is the company I'm working for, and Sonomotors is the company which develops the Sion, as you can see right now. But this is just a prototype, and the final series will look a little bit different than this car, but it will be as quiet as you have it right now.
And personally, what do you think is most exciting about this new car?
About this new car is, of course, you mentioned it, the solar panels on the roof, because the Sion is partly driven by the sun. So it's kind of it's like a mobile energy power plant, and it can use the energy from the sun directly to go a couple of kilometers completely autark. So without the electricity you need from the grid normally to charge your car.
In a climate like here in northern Europe, how far can I go in a day on a solar charge alone?
In the summer, we had a couple of tests. We had many test data evaluated. And on a very sunny day in Munich, you can go up to 30 kilometers per day just by the sun.
That would be enough for me already, because all I use my car for is to bring my child to the kindergarten and go back. It's 12 kilometers.
Yeah, exactly. In Germany, the average distance people go to work is 14 kilometers. So that's enough for most of the year. In the winter, of course, it's less than 30, but yeah, still, it's a little bit, and it's better than nothing, I think.
Yeah, and I mentioned before you were started originally by a group of students who from Munich University, I guess?
Yeah.
Who developed this idea, but you already have a great success. You have how many? 6,000 reservations, something like that. Is that correct?
A little bit more than 7,000. We release the current number every Monday. So I think I just had a look the other day. It's more than 7,200 right now.
This is, of course, great news for you as a listener, because if you're looking for a new career in Germany, in an exciting new project, then Sonomotors might just be the right company for you, because those cars will not produce themselves. So you are hiring quite a lot of people right now.
Yeah, that's true. And we moved to a bigger office this year. And we will change the office again end of this year, because we're hiring so many people. I think beginning of this year, we were around 20 people, and now we're around 70. And end of the year, we will be even more. So we're going to a different office and are looking for new people, new colleagues, nice colleagues who share the same intention as we do.
Mm-hmm. Could you share with us Last time I looked at your website at sonomotors.com, there were 9 different positions that you're offering, all in English, of course. Can you tell us about a few of them? Just list them, basically.
So we're looking for people from all kinds of directions, also from different nationalities. Here with us is an Italian fellow. He's also a PR manager, and we are looking for all kinds of people, engineers, but also people for human resource management. Yeah, also people who do the PR, things like this. So yeah, it's like a normal company, or yeah, we're not a normal company, but we need people for the normal tasks every company has to deliver.
Yeah, so human resources, for example, you mentioned already, controllers, graphic designers,
Exactly.
and PR, which is your expertise. Can you tell us a little bit more about this role? Or let's first generally about the kind of people you want to work with at Sonomotors. What kind of attitude you are looking for?
So we're looking for open-minded people. That's the thing, because we will offer a car which is unique. And if you think of a traditional car, people think of cars as a status symbol. We don't think so. We want to provide sustainable mobility to everybody. And the people who work for us, they should share the same values. So we think that climate change is a big issue and we want to actively do something against it. That's why we think electric cars will be the future. So of course we hope to have people working with us who share these same values and have the same vision as we do.
Mm-hmm. And concrete for your position, the position of public relations, when you think about the best people that you ever worked with in these fields, what did they all have in common?
They all have in common that they really think of what they can communicate to other people who ask how far are you yet with the development. Yeah, you have to be very sensitive to what you're telling the other people. But our company, we are a really transparent company. So you can get lots of information from our website and from our newsletter. So we want to share with our community the latest things. We don't want to lie to the people, but also you have to be a bit sensitive because sometimes the people want to know everything about the car and sometimes we cannot give these informations because we're still developing it. And
you don't want to put out information that you can't guarantee right now. Is that correct?
Exactly. I mean, on the one hand, we want to be transparent as possible, as most transparent as possible. But on the other hand, we cannot give information which is not sure yet.
Which is not the habit of every electric car company that I know of.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, that's totally true. But for instance, we have a partner which will build our car. And we're just kind of in negotiations, in final negotiations. But before, we cannot tell the name of the company. And many people ask every day, where are you going to build the car? Who is it? Who is it? And we say, I'm sorry, I can't tell you. It would be unfair for our partner if we do right now. But on the other hand, we can understand the people because they really want to know where's the car built because it also stands a little bit for the quality.
So you have to keep the interest high while making absolutely sure that everything you give out is 100% correct.
That's true. And with our prototypes, we are here on the tour to give the people a feeling what the car will look like in the end. But it's not the final product. But with many smaller things, we're still developing it. So we cannot give information on every single feature when the people ask. Here and there will be minor changes. Can you tell me more?
So what about you personally? Is there a feature of the car that you personally are very excited about?
From the new series where I already know what's coming? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so with the solar panels, I'm really excited about this because that's 100% sure, of course, because that's one of the really basic ideas of the car. And the bidirectional energy, you can take out energy of your car. For instance, you could have a barbecue at a lake and just have the grill in your trunk, get it out, and you can directly run it with a battery. And I think that's a great idea to see a car not just as a car, but also as a provider of energy, kind of as a buffer system, also to the grid, to the energy grid. I like that the car is being developed as a multifunctional tool and not just driving from A to B, not just driving one person from A to B and then just stand there for 23 hours a day. So I think the idea of using a car way more efficiently than it used to be for most of the OEMs is a great idea. And also the software we want to provide with the car sharing and ride sharing, so that not everybody is going on its own alone in a car, but you can be in a society which goes together.
Mm-hmm. If I'm excited now about your company, about your product, and I want to join your team, where do I go? What do I do?
So you go on our homepage and check out for the latest jobs we're looking for.
Domain is?
The domain is sonomotors.com. And then you look for the jobs we're offering right now in German and in English. And then you can apply. It's easy to apply in English. We have a big team, and the normal language most of the people speak in our company is English, indeed.
Mm-hmm. How can I make the work of your colleagues in human resources easier? When I apply, what kind of information should I send to them so they have it very easy to evaluate me?
So first of all, you should be honest with us, because we want to be transparent. We want to be honest with our people. So if you want to tell us something about you, just be honest. Just say what you like about our vision, because we want to have people who share our vision. So if you say, I like your vision because A, B, C, that would be perfect. And then you can tell something about you, why this job fits you perfectly. Hopefully you have already worked in this kind of field where you apply. That makes things way more easy.
And from formal aspect, CV with picture, without picture, do you want a cover letter? How was it with you, for example?
For me, it was pretty laid back. I just did it more in an informal way, kind of. That's also possible. What's also possible is, if you're in Munich, just come around and say hello, drink a coffee with us, and tell us why you would like to work for our company. And so we could have a first chat, and then we might see if you're a person which fits our needs best.
Okay, and my last question is always the same, which is, what did I not ask you that you were dying for me to ask you?
So I'd ask, why should you start working for Sono if you could also work for all kinds of different companies which are producing cars in Germany which are way bigger, like BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, and all the others? And I would answer, because our team is small, and that makes things sometimes way easier. We share all one vision. We are really like a family, and that's why I can highly recommend to work for Sonomotors.
Felix, thank you very much for this interview. This was the Immigrant Spirit podcast. My name is Chris Pyak. I'm the managing director of Immigrant Spirit GmbH. I will link to Sonomotors and all the additional information in the show notes. If you haven't signed up for our podcast, do it now. And sign up at immigrantspirit.com for nearly all English jobs in Germany. See you next time. Bye-bye.
You listened to the Immigrant Spirit podcast with Chris Pyak. Stay in touch. Sign up for free at pyak.eu